Scouter Richard here. We're going to be covering how to actually manufacture or build the Paracord bracelet. Now, when you come to the event, there's going to be some pre-made bracelets. Now, I don't have them right here, but what's going to happen is there are going to be 4 different sizes, and they're going to be labeled from small, medium, large, and extra large. You're going to have the youth try them on, find out what's comfortable. Now remember, don't make them snug because they're going to grow in the next couple years. So you might as well have them actually enjoy their bracelet for a little while. So you're going to have them on a little bit more on the loose side, but enough so that it doesn't come off easily, and I'm finding them all over the campsite. So once they know their size, what's going to happen is you're going to provide them the Paracord set kit, and now it's already going to be set up. Since we're time dependent, we're going to have the Paracord already set up with the first knot and the actual cord going through the secondary part of the clasp. Once they know their size, let's say we're going to do a small, what's going to end up happening is you're going to clip it on to one end of the jig. A small is the first one. So you have small, medium, large, and extra large. And on the table, there's actually going to be a bar going along the bottom edge of the table. So that's going to prevent the jig from actually being pulled off the table, so the youth aren't going to be struggling with this. Now, another thing to note is that at one of the ends, it's going to have a small marking on it. Now this marking is to help the youth with the process. What you want to tell them is whatever line has the mark, the other one doesn't. This is the part of the paracord that always wants to go on top. So when they first start, the line with the mark, it's going to go on top, and this is going to be the fun part. It goes on top, the other side goes over, under, and through. You're gonna probably have to do a little bit of hands-on for the first couple of passes, and all they do is just pull it tight. And they want to have this just a little bit on the taut side. It does not have to be super tight, but it has to be tight enough just to hold it suspended. Then the section with the mark goes on top, goes over and through the hole on the underside, like so, and pull it in nice and snug. Again, double check. The one with the mark goes on top, and then over, and then through the hole on the other side. Once they get the hang of it, it's going to be going very fast. Oops, I almost did it wrong. Over, under, over, under and through, over, under and through, over, under and through. And as you can see here, you should be able to see a nice pattern on the paracord, and they're going to continue that right to the end. Now we're going to fast forward this in high speed so that you can basically take a look at it and how we handle it at the end. Done! Okay, so at the very end, now one of the things is we actually did not provide you with any lighters. We didn't feel like having them lying around. The actual end portion of it, we're going to leave it up to the individual groups to do the final tuck-in. So there's a couple different techniques that you can do, but basically at this point you can take it off the jig. What some people like to do is have it so that the leads can be tucked underneath. What we're going to suggest that you do is don't even bother with any of that process right now. Just tie the last couple knots. Like so. And you can cut them short if you want to. You can leave them long. Obviously the shorter ones are going to have more material left over. The longer ones are going to have a little bit less. And you can basically just tie some extra knots over here at this point of the game. Now, when you get back to a meeting, if there is one for the rest of the year, you could undo a couple of them, and with the documentation that we provided, it shows you how to actually do the finishing touch. And a little bit more complicated because you do actually have to have these end lines tucked in underneath. So it's a process of making these really loose and pulling them tight. Now, for fun, I'm just going to show you how to do that. Loosen it off, loosen it off, and loosen it off. Now at this point, what you're going to then do is you're going to have to bring it and feed it under. I know my hands are blocking you right now, but you'll get the idea once I get them out. Now at this point, as you can see here, the two lines go underneath the actual crossovers. And now we have to start tightening everything up. Tighten. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. And then at this point here, pull it in, pull it in. That brings it in underneath. Then what you're going to end up doing is snipping this section, and then you're going to use a lighter. You're going to heat up that small surface of it. What I do is I take something like a thick piece of paper or any type of material or a knife. Once it's heated and it's all molten in that area, just press it down. You don't want to have any bumps in the area, because what happens is when the youth actually puts it onto their hands, it's going to dig in on them. So you'll definitely want to make that a smooth connection at that point. Don't worry about melting all the area. As long as it's nice, flat and smooth, it'll be a good paracord bracelet to use. And there you go, one paracord bracelet.